Okay. I don't think people are going to be here. It's like 9 a.m. on a Saturday. Uh, so we'll see. Oh, this evening, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 hours from now. Gosh, that means that puts an upper bound on this stream of 6 hours because I need to recover. Um, we're doing Final Fantasy again. Um, Sans Alsvin this time, which is kind of annoying because I was hoping to have our blind gay Swedes reaction to the final steps of fate, which is the expected spot we get to this evening. It was great because last week when we did our FF14 night, uh, Hawk and Alsvith both were like, "Oh, yay, we've won! We're doing the victory lap!" And then fucking Astidian with the steel chair. Only it's not Astidian, it's Nidhogg, because, oh right, did you forget? Nidhogg's possessing Astidian and fucking hates the universe. It was great. God, 14 is such a good game. All the other Final Fantasy games I've kind of could take or leave, but 14, with the caveat that you have to get to a certain point before the gameplay is tolerable, is a fun game, especially with friends. Although, I should caveat, because I had to get to a certain point. Ironically, my sons both loved FF14 up until it got to the point where I'm like, oh, it gets good here. They're like, we like wandering around and killing bunny rabbits. Not this whole choreographed dancing in the dungeons thing. But yeah, so I have been liberated from Final Fantasy hell. I don't have to play Final Fantasy forever. And last night, while I was watching Sahil stream and beat Tales of Fantasia, I was thinking, this pop came in, thought came into my brain. My personal home game of Baldur's Gate 3 that I didn't finish because freaking, it's like 150 gigabytes or something, and I didn't want to dedicate that hard drive space to it. It was not a good. It's a good game, but it's not dedicating 150 gigabytes of my hard drive to it good. Like, oh my god. I really want... Hi, Larian Studios. My beloveds. The one thing you could do for Baldur's Gate 3 that I would, suck you off for is, I think the best way to put this, is if you would split Baldur's Gate 3 into its 3 acts, because you can't go back, right? Once you finish, there's a point where you go from Act 1 to Act 2 and can't go back. There's a point where you go from Act 2 to Act 3 and can't go back. Cut those and release each one on its own so that I can, get Act 1 and play Act 1 through, and then remove it from my hard drive and free up space for Act 2. It'll still be stupidly big, but being able to play it as 3 separate 50 gigabyte games would suck so much less than having to dedicate 150 gigabytes for the whole freaking game. It is just too much. I know that no one's ever going to side with me on the, whoa, scale back, we do not need all this voice acting, we do not need all of these textures, we don't need these individual fucking leaves on the wall. Do a texture for the wall. Oh my god. Because apparently everyone loves that shit, and I just go, this is too much, what the hell. But yeah, rant aside, in my private game, I did the first of what has kind of become a standard for me for games where I can make my own characters. Before I did Can I do a pacifist? Can I do a genocidal lunatic? And can I do, like, a heroic paladin? But, the frickin'... Well, it's good voice acting, it's just too much. It's all that takes hard drive space, and I don't know, it's too much. Maybe it's just me being grr, but I'm like, my laptop's only like 5 years old, and I don't want to have to buy a new laptop already with how fucking expensive they are. But yeah, a new thing I've started doing, which I started doing with BG3, and I've done in a few other games on my own, is my Vriska Serket run. For those of you who have had the good fortune not to read Homestuck, that's the way you described it to me. But honestly, it's actually pretty good. Like, it's a little the fandom is a little but like the story's fun. If you want to buy, actually, I am looking to buy storage. Like, I'm right now. My question is, which is my priority for February? Because I either be able to pay for my legal transition in February, or buy an external hard drive, and then the one that I don't do will be March, I think. So I am actually looking at that, but still, 150 gigabytes is excessive. Like, if your game is more than 10 gigabytes, I kind of go, really? Why? Because, and then the maps, and I have complaints about the map sizes in BG3. It's very open world, and the older I get, the less I appreciate open world games. But I'm getting off on tangents. I'm trying to tell you the goddamn point of this run. Oh my god. But yeah, Vriska Serket as a character is a bitch. She's a self-centered... I hate Street... Why would I play those? I didn't like them when I was a kid. I just don't like those games. But I can imagine I would go, fucking, what the hell is your point? 10 gigs? Yeah, 10 gigs! Let me go down my list of games that I have uninstalled that are worth it. We're gonna fuck my skull thing. Let's see, Tales of Arise. Tales of Arise is 50 gigabytes. It's a big fuck off JRPG. Okay, I mentioned 50 gigabytes for a Baldur's Gate thing would be fine too. Like that. If I say over 10 gigabytes, I look at my eyes. Like something like Tales of Arise being 50 gigabytes when it's as big as it is, okay, I can get that. But then I look back to Tales of Berseria. I'm going to compare two Tales of Berseria here. Tales of Berseria is 13.38 gigabytes. 13.38 gigabytes. Tales of Berseria feels bigger, more vast than Tales of Arise. And you stop and you ask why. And some of it's stylistic, right? Some of it is like details. Like this we have to make everything more and more and more and more detailed. But like, more detailed is not automatically more better. It's AAA brain. It's AAA brain. Like, one of the things, so like when Sahil was playing Tales of Fantasia, one of the things that came up again and again while she was playing it that I agree with is that Tales of Fantasia is a beautiful game by today's standards. As far as aesthetics, as far as music design, not as far as plot and story, but like as far as aesthetics and music design. It is a very beautiful game from 1995. Tales of Abyss is ugly as shit. It's not great. But like, everything from Tales of Abyss's time period looks like it because that was the quote-unquote more realistic vibe. And you kind of get this too with FF7 to FF8, right? You go to the more realistic Final Fantasy VIII, and it kind of looks dumb by today's standards, right? Where FF7, yeah, it's blocky, yeah, it's yeah, Tifa's tits are like two fucking triangles, but like, at the same time, it's charming. You go, oh, this is stylized, this is cool. And like you go through, and I had this sort of thought also watching uh Seika play Cyberpunk the other night. Like Cyberpunk is a kind of gorgeous game, but also everything feels fake and plastic, which sort of works for Cyberpunk, but also like I'll look at a concrete wall and I'll go, that looks like a fake and plastic imitation of a concrete wall, when it should look like a crumbling piece of shit wall because you're in a shitty, rundown, abandoned power station. And like there are no fat people, and Seika did this whole thing about fatness being disincentivized, blah blah blah, but that's the way things are in the real world, and you still see fat people. Like, you can't diet your way out of being fat. You're always going to have people who can't afford implants, who can't afford the cybernetics. So you'd expect to see some fat people, but they don't do it because that's extra, right? And everything's just kind of laser focused to this idea of a sort of idealized realism that is very plasticine and eats up a lot of hard drive space. But that's not what I'm wanting to say. Like, oh my god, we're 11 minutes in, I haven't done the introduction. In BJ3, I did a Vriska Serket run that I did not stream. This was my private game, because I thought it was going to be stupid. And as I was playing it, one of the things I really appreciated about Baldur's Gate 3 is it let me play this character. And I realized this is a fun character to play in an RPG. She is... Well, good. I'll be able to do my thing without you throwing me off tangents. Good luck. Good luck with your glasses. She is, just kind of for who she is a bitch. She's a very self-centered individual. A lot of people call her a narcissist. Like, I don't think that's right, because I've got borderline personality disorder. I know people with narcissistic personality disorder. Like, if you do casually, yeah, but I don't like using that term, like, for people who don't have NPD, because I have friends with NPD. And it's not, like, being narcissistic and being self-centered are different. She's definitely self-centered, which is also very BPD character. She's very insecure. She has a very unsure sense of herself. She's terrified of everyone hating her. She's convinced everyone hates her. She hates her. And as a result, she blows herself up. She makes herself grandiose. She says, look at me, how awesome I am. And she wants to be the hero. But at the same time, she also needs to make sure she doesn't get hurt. And, you know, and it's important she's the hero, not anyone else. Because she needs to feel good about herself. And it's such a bitch move. We're not going to do Vriska Serket here, though, because I've put that into Baldur's Gate 3. And Baldur's Gate 3 is kind of the next generation. Like, Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 is one story. Baldur's Gate 3 is the next generation. And if you know Homestuck, you can roll back the clock to Mindfang, to Aranea Serket. And that I conflated the two might irritate you if you've read it. If you haven't, don't worry about it. It's alternate universe bullshit. But basically, she is Vriska's, like, ancestor. And she's like Vriska, but more emotionally stable? Question mark? She tends to be very, like, I will talk a lot and you will listen. Very confident in who she is. And who she is not the hero. She's a fucking pirate. She does what she wants. And, like, in the story, this backstory character ends up meeting and falling in love with a revolutionary who turns her around to be a hero, which is like a motivation for Vriska being a hero, and it's a thing. But I'm like, you know what? Let's try and make an Aranea Serket. So, we're gonna do that. We're gonna try and do a Mindfang specifically, not a before Aranea, a Alternia Aranea. I'm going to try and do this in Baldur's Gate. So, in Baldur's Gate 3, 5e, Vriska, it's easy. Do a drow, because drow gives you all the troll stuff. Do a bard with like an do like, not a bard, no, that's Pathfinder. You do an archaeologist bard. You still do a bard, but you like bard 1, then 2 levels of diviner, then you go back to bard. Uh, like, it's an easy build. Aranea is going to be a little different. Like, number one, Aranea doesn't do as much with luck. So I like, what do I think? What are Aranea's capabilities demonstrated? A lot of the ones she demonstrates, and this is, I'm going to be conflating, for those of you who know Homestuck, as I'm thinking here, I'm going to conflate Beforus, Aranea, and Alternia Mindfang a bit to flesh it out. We know that we have the mind control. We know we've got kind of the Yarhar pirate thing. We've dice kind. So that, like, I'm thinking through this. We're going to want enchantment spells. We're going to want combat, like, capability. So this is like, do we have a bard? Do I want to do bard? If this were 5e, yes, I think I'd still do bard, but because this is 2e, I think fighter mage might be our choice. So, lady, of course. Custom. Okay. So I'm going to make some custom portraits. I think I've made these already. So if I go into pictures, no, documents. Did I nuke these when I was cleaning my hard drive? I think I might have done that. Whoops. Hi there. Yeah, I think I nuked these. Whoops. I took the time to prepare these, and then I think I deleted them when I was cleaning up hard drive space because I was sick yesterday morning, and it was like, I want to just clean up hard drive space. Well, I'm going to have to do this. Okay. As you can see here, we need 210 by 330. Okay, easy enough. 210 by 330. So let's go ahead and... Do I have another window view? Nope. Let's make another window capture so that I can... Alright, it's already in use. I don't need you. I don't need you. Where do I already have paint? Uh, I'll worry about that later. Window capture 4, let's go. Capture MS Paint. Okay. Yeah, that can just live like there. That's fine. It doesn't need to be great. So we're going to need a 210 by 330. So I'm gonna box that. 210 by 330. Close enough. Like that, right? Something like that. Close enough. It auto resizes a little for us. So that's fine. And then I'm gonna go Homestuck, Mindfang, and just take an image. Do I do the original official one, or do I steal someone's fan art? I don't want to steal someone's fan art. So that's a Vriska, but I might just take it anyway because it's Vriska cosplaying as Mindfang. And kind of the image is Mindfang is basically that, but she's always in shadows in the official stuff. So yeah, we'll bring in a Vriska. Bow. Too big. That's fine. Okay, half size is actually 330 tall. Nice. If I resize it to half, actually get that, make it a little bit taller, and then we'll trim it down to the size, and the size again is 210 by 330. I'm going to shimmy her over a little. Okay, so if we go 210 by 330, that's good enough. I think Sahil might go, but it's not Aranea, it's Vriska, but and you know what? We'll call this Mindfang V. Let's see if there is an official art of Mindfang of Aranea as Mindfang. I don't want. Yes, there is. There is one. There is one. Okay. Screw it. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Copy image. Paste. Aha. Okay, so it's like. Oh gosh, it's basically there already. Where does 210 end? No, it's almost there. We can shimmy a little. I might want to edit this a little bit. That's a little bit bigger than it needs to be, but it's fine. Yeah, that's fine. And then fuck Gamzee is my official stance. So let's do what we can do to get rid of that fucker. Some, yay, half-assed image editing. Let's go. To do stuff that most people would go, why are you doing this, Barb? And I will go, because fuck Gamzee. If my son is watching this, kin better, boy. He did. He became a Dirk kin, which I guess is better than a Gamzee kin. Okay. Good enough. So this will be Mindfang A. I'll give us a couple choices. Okay. If it doesn't load, oh, I need to put them in the right folder. If they don't load, we have a backup. That's an in-universe, like an in Baldur's Gate universe. But okay, we need to move you to, and we need to put you in Documents, Baldur's Gate, Portraits. There you go. We go back. They must be bitmap format, no more than 8 characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that explains a bit. Okay, well, that's fine. I'll save as. Your pings, you need to be what format of bitmap? 24-bit bitmap. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we do the same change over here to 24-bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And it saved them back in pictures. Okay. You are a 24-bit bitmap, right? Yes. No more than 8 characters. Click left from the first portrait. Put them in there. No more than 8 characters. I can just call you. Let's rename you MFA. Rename you MFV. And get rid of you too. Okay, let's just try again. Get rid of you. We don't need you anymore. Okay. Place them in that location, which I have. That must be 24-bit bitmap. So let's open with Paint here. File, save as. It is a 24-bit bitmap. So it is a 24-bit bitmap. File name no more than 8 characters long. It's 3 characters. Images larger or smaller will be resized to fit the frame. Okay. It's 330 tall. It's like 215 wide. In the regular list of portraits. Okay, well, that's officially a failure. Okay, so we'll just look. Okay. So we'll just look for something that's Mindfangy. That's sort of Mindfangy. This could be sort of Mindfangy, I guess. I do like to make troll characters as drow. So do we have any good drow besides that one? So yeah, let's see. So we've got drow for Mindfang. We've got young idealistic pirate Mindfang. And we've got older bitchy pirate Mindfang. I'll make a little poll, I guess, because I failed to make it work. So I'm mad at myself. I'm mad at the portraits for not working. So we've got drow, young idealist, and old pirate. I'm just going to make a 2-minute poll. You can spend if you want to. I'll put my default vote on drow. So for those of you just tuning in, when I say drow, this is drow. It's the one that's the least Mindfangy in my thoughts. So yeah, actually, no, that's oh, I can't change my vote. Haha. Well, oh well. I'll subtract 1 from drow, add 1 to young idealist. This is drow. This is the young idealist. This one's got facial scars. Could it be facial scars from... Well, we'll think about it. This is our young idealist. I mean, it doesn't start with, like, the injuries. And this is our old pirate. So, I know I've put my vote for Drow, but oh, wait. Oh, you're not a good Drow. Yeah, this will be our Mindfang if we don't get anything, because we have to D&Dify it. We don't have great, like, images, and our custom portrait thing decided it doesn't want to work. Documents, Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition portraits. Documents, Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition portraits. They're right there. They fit all the requirements. I'm gonna try rebooting. See if that helps. If that helps, then we'll do it that way. Otherwise, it's gonna probably be the young idealist. It worked! Yay! Sorry, poll. Fuck the poll. It worked. We just had to restart the game. Doesn't say anything about having to restart the game. Yay! Just bitch. So what are we gonna be? Gnome is the best for a pirate wizard. So I'm kind of thinking that. Like, normally I would pick a drow, but we can't be a drow. So we'll take this. We'll just be a gnome. We're gonna be short, which is maybe not ideal, but also look at this bitch. She's got short woman energy. Okay. Which means fighter illusionist. Which is going to give us some benefits. Okay. Alignment. So, one benefit of Baldur's Gate 3 is they do away with alignment. If it exists, it's behind the scenes. But, like, alignment is such a... What were you thinking, Gygax thing? Very white supremacist. I know it sounds really edgy, but, like, this idea that the world is split into good and evil. And that people can be good and evil in their souls is so... Ugh. Like, you can do evil things, but that doesn't make you evil. You can do good things, that doesn't make you good. You're just a fucking person. But this is going to represent, like, what she does. And she's going to be self-centered. So, not good. Balance of the forces, no. There's no order to anything, including their own actions, nope. Using society and its laws to benefit themselves. Concerned with themselves and their own advancement, no objection to working with others or going their own. Their only interest is getting ahead. If there's a quick, easy way to gain profit, they take it. Although they don't have the every man for himself attitude of chaotic, they have no qualms about betraying friends and companions for personal gain. They base their allegiance on power and money, which makes them receptive to bribes. This is mostly her. Aranea is not quite, you can bribe me, lady, but this is mostly, I think, actually where she is. Like, she's very self-centered. She does things the way she thinks they need to be done for herself. Like, oh my gosh, she freaking turns around and basically betrays everyone in the comic for a chance to live again at one point, so... Like, she mostly does good things, and I think the way the game mechanics of this are designed, just role-playing her, we will become more good. but that's a flaw of D&D. Having to pick one of these is a flaw of D&D. I think this is like a best starting point, though. Okay. So, we need intelligence, we need dexterity, we might need strength. We're gonna roll until we have like 88 or above, and then we'll see what the strength score is. 86, so it'll be fine. Normally I wouldn't do this like if I was just playing the game. Not the game, playing D&D, but like for this I will. Wow. Game hates me here. Okay. 85 is not a great stat array, but 1891, if we go that way, is going to be what we want. Let's make sure you don't re-roll it. Yeah, I thought you did. So we've got an 1891 here, which is amazing. So we're just going to dump all of our stats. Okay. We need to max out our intelligence. We only need 18. Get our strength all the way up there. Get our dexterity up there. Okay. Constitution. Let's get these to workable. Okay. Aranea is not charismatic. We love her, but everyone in the story just kind of starts to zone out. So we're gonna, I think, actually dump her down to like 6. There we go. She gave me 7. That's our stats. We're strong. We're dexterous. We're smart. We've got a decent constitution. Average wisdom. I don't want a penalty in wisdom because that can just insta-kill us, I think, in some parts. It's been 8. I haven't played this as a kid, so I don't really know. My gut says I don't want to go low on that, even though I can go all the way down. Measures common a character's judgment. Girl has poor judgment. There we go. Okay. Playable. So this is it. We're going to have proficiencies. If I go dice kind, the closest we're going to get is darts. If we're going rapiers for the other thing, those would be short swords, I think. So what we're going to do, I think, we're going to do darts for a ranged weapon. And then we're going to do short swords for our melee weapon. Hey, Dusty. And I think that's going to give us an Aranea. Like, combat ability. I had a bad idea, so I'm doing it. Now, what's our spell? There's good spells here, and there's bad spells here. But we have to pick the ones that are appropriate. So that means Charm Person. We have to do our mind control-y things. So Charm Person. That should not be correct. I don't know what the heck happened. It should. For some reason, when I restarted the game to make the portraits work, it didn't pick up. Well, so let's see. Charm Person, we need to have. Identify, we need to have, because it's just good. Let's get one more spell. What do we get? So armor is good. Do we have anything else that's thematic? Friends is thematic. Yeah, charmed creature is the one that fits. Friends doesn't really. So yeah, I think we go armor. Oh, we need to have at least one illusion spell. Okay, so it's going to be blindness, reflected image, or spook. This makes people run away. This makes them unable to see. I think it'll be spook. Okay. And then we can have 2 spells memorized. Charm Person and Spook. Yay! And now that means that you didn't see my terrible idea earlier, and now you do. There we go. I forget if we can wear armor as a fighter illusionist, but between... So, like, not having the armor spell might suck, but between ranged combat, allies, quote-unquote, you know, pawns to manipulate, and our 18 dexterity, we should be fine. Okay. Dark hair. We can at least put the gray skin. Our major clothing color needs to be black. Our minor clothing color needs to be blue. Which blue? Who knows? That blue. Good enough. No, not good enough. It's too black, that blue. That's good enough. Okay.
Your doom approaches.
You don't stand a chance.
Who's in for it now?
All will die. Your life shall be mine.
Go, go, go!
Now you're going to be sorry.
Your doom approaches. To battle!
Yeah, we'll go scholarly.
Your doom approaches. Do as I say, and we will thrive. I must rest. This idle time does not suit me.
That does well enough. Okay. And will be the Dread Mindfang. Okay. Gosh. Now, what do I do? Do I want to be hard? Do I want to go to core rules? Or do I want to be easy? I haven't really... I can't say I haven't played this since I was a kid, because I've started it a few times and then gone, yep, this is definitely a game. Let's just do normal. I'm sure